saved it for me.
Long
I eat
story
2
short,
slices.
You ain't get no pizza.
I didn't get no pizza, but my sister saved 2 slices for me. So technically, this is not leftovers.
Yeah.
This is not leftovers. This is my food. This is not leftover. I didn't eat some and leave some. This is my food that I haven't eaten yet. That does not count in the rule of the 12 noon the next day.
Well, y'all should have sat down and discussed that. That was something that y'all should have sat down.
I cried. Because my brothers got together. They got together and shared my pizza. They discussed it and decided.
You better be glad I'm not your sibling, because I probably been that one like, well, screw the rest of them. I'm finna eat this. I'd have got it and went somewhere where they couldn't see and ask for any. And what happened to him? What happened?
I'm like, where's my pizza?
And
Cammy was like, I saved it for you. It's in the fridge. Yeah. Where? I don't see it. Oh,
picture
that was for you because it's 4:00.
What? It's done. That's gone. You chop that up.
That's crazy.
Hey, you gotta abide by the unwritten rules. They're there for a reason.
Then I've had times where I have leftover food, and sometimes like my kids would want my food the next day, because a lot of people know that I don't ever finish my food. So like they'd be like, "Oh, Mom, can we have your leftovers or whatever?" And you know what? I don't have a problem with my kids having my leftovers. Like, it's fine, because sometimes I saved it knowing that I wasn't going to eat it, and I knew that they would probably want it. So then I put it in the fridge because I know that somebody else wants it, and I had no intention of eating it.
Well, you should have had that same attitude when you was growing up with your brothers.
Like, do you ever save food knowing that someone else might eat it, or do you only save food when you want to eat it later?
First off, anything that I save, particularly, like I said, if I go out and I get something that I want, chances is anybody in the house, they ain't gonna eat it anyway, because like they like to say, you eat weird shit. Oh, that's awkward. But it depends on what it is. They're not gonna eat it because they never had it, one, or they think it's gross, or...
So everything you eat is like that?
Not everything.
So I'm asking, do you ever save food knowing that you don't have no intention of eating it with the intention of giving it to someone else?
I won't say with the intention of giving it to someone else, but if they ask for it, and I know I'm not going to eat it, yeah, go ahead and have it. Like, I'm not going to just, that's mine.
So you don't ever save it with the intention to give it, but if someone comes up to you and says, hey, I see you have some leftovers in here, can I have it? Or can I have some?
Because like I say, it's not saving it with the intentions of not eating it. If I save it, chances are I'm going to eat it. It's like a fallback. If there's nothing else there for me to eat, and I remember I got this, okay, I'll eat it. But say it's been 2 days and I haven't eaten it, and I got something else, or there's something else left over, and somebody asks, hey, I see that's in there, you're not going to eat that? No, go ahead and have it. It's been sitting for whatever, I'm not going to eat it anyway right now. I already eaten it, or I got something else. Go ahead, you can have that.
Would you feel that same way with like an ex-girlfriend?
Come again?
Would you feel that same way with like an ex-girlfriend? Someone comes up to you and be like, hey, I see you have this girl over here.
First off, why are you in my refrigerator?
You ain't eating it. Can I go ahead and...
them days are over with. Why are you in my refrigerator?
No.
I'd rather feed the fucking squirrels outside.
No, I'm not saying she in your refrigerator. I'm saying this is your ex, and this is like your homeboy or whatever. And he's like, hey, I know you are done with your ex or whatever, and I see y'all ain't talking a while. Is it okay if I talk to her?
Oh, you know what? That's one of the unwritten rules anyway. I would feel like the ex is a dirty motherfucker because most females already got this self-written rule that they would never date a friend ex.
You talking about girls?
Like, yeah, girl code thing.
Right.
They would never date their friend ex or fuck with their friend ex, or at least that's what the rules supposed to be.
Some girls. That's girl code, yes.
Yeah, at least. But you have nasty chicks that do that, and they do it because they feel they're getting back at the ex. Me personally, you fuck one of my friends, all I'm gonna do is just look at you as a dirty bitch to begin with. You probably confirmed my beliefs in you after whatever the situation happened. You confirmed my belief. You fucking with my homeboy. So that means most of the chances, whenever he was around, that probably already thought of your head to begin with.
That you wanted to fuck them in the first place. But I'm saying, what if the homeboy comes up to you and asks if he
And with
can fuck
that
your girl?
said, chances is I don't fuck with dude, because if you coming up to me asking me to fuck with my ex, then chances is when you been coming around, you been wanting to fuck my ex.
But they probably made that clear when you was bringing her around. I'm like, oh, your bitch bad.
Well, if it's an ex, I mean, you know what? When I think about it, this scenario has happened before. One of my homeboys who I used to hang out with, double back and went and talked to a lot of people that I used to date or I used to fuck with. Double back and went and screwed all of them. I think at least 2 of them told me about it. I'm not going to get into details, but at least 2 of them told me about it. 2 of them told me about it. Another situation took place. I ain't going to even mention that because depending on who listens to this, they might figure it out. But yeah, it has happened. And with that, I didn't really too much because me and him, we stopped fucking with each other anyway. So it didn't bother me as much. It was just funny, like, well, damn, that's how life is, you doubling back to fuck with people who I used to fuck with. And then on the other note, I'm like, well, damn, y'all all knew that I used to fuck with homeboy, and y'all still let him hit. So, okay, well, yeah, it's a life. It's a circle of life, I guess.
And I guess my question is because, like I've heard a lot of people refer to their ex as their leftovers, or what do they call it? Sloppy seconds. Yeah, leftovers and sloppy seconds. Oh, you can have my leftovers. You can have my sloppy seconds. But I mean, technically, isn't everybody leftovers?
Depending.
But is it only a leftover if it's someone you know? Is it? Because it's not a leftover to a stranger. It's only a leftover if it's someone you know, right?
Technically, I mean, if we want to be technical about it, anyone who's giving themselves up to somebody, you're a leftover to another person.
Yeah, unless it's your first person.
Unless it's your first person. Like, if you're a virgin and you're giving yourself to somebody, then you fresh off the plate.
Right. Well, everyone else is now they're eating leftovers.
But because they don't know you and know your past. But at the end of the day,
you're a reinvented leftover.
No, you ain't no reinvented. Once them guts been hit, they been hit. You can't just go back and rejuvenate. Well, I mean, even if you go and rejuvenate, it's still been hit guts. You still been gutted. You still been gutted. Like, if you go and you buy fish from the market, they didn't already clean it out. You can't go home and re-gut the fish. All the guts is out already. They didn't get all that.
Okay. Gutted?
Really? Gutted. Smashed. Beat in.
Okay.
Mashed up.
Okay.
I can go on.
Please don't. Yeah, so I mean, I personally feel like it's only leftovers if you know the person. It's not leftovers if you don't know the person because they didn't know. Because
the terminology is only used in a rude manner, because even if you two know the person, and okay, so I hit, and then after I hit, I ain't dealing with her no more. We done moved on. Now you done went and hit, and you come and try to brag in my face. Oh yeah, I hit so and so. Now I'm like, okay, you come and tell me, I already had that. That's my leftover. So it's a
right. So I've heard that being said, but if I don't know you, and I'm messing with someone who you was messing with, and then you hear from another person, oh, they got a new girlfriend or they got a new this or whatever, that'll be the line. It's cool, whatever, she could have him because that's my sloppy seconds. Still that's my leftovers. Right. Like, okay, like how long they gonna be leftovers for? Like, cause
in the mind of the human, it's gonna be forever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how long. It'd be 60 years old. Like, yeah, my leftovers.
If I take my turkey and I slice that up and I make, like you said, a pot pie, that's a new dish, right? And I serve it to someone who wasn't there for Thanksgiving dinner. They came in, they wasn't there for Thanksgiving dinner, and I served them this turkey pot pie. That is a new dish for them. They don't know that that's leftovers unless somebody tells them.
And with that said, you can always reinvent yourself and be better for the next person. Forget about what you were before You can always be something better for
and
somebody.
And that pot
next.
pie might taste better than the turkey did.
Yeah, you might have to add that. That's your pot. Well, you got nacho. This the pot pie.
Yeah, this is the pot pie. That pot pie better than the original meal.
I ain't gonna lie, that damn too. You put some mayonnaise on the bread and you slice that turkey up
and make a nice turkey sandwich.
Oh man.
Okay.
Put just a little bit of grit. Let me start, cause boy, I'm about to go in here and get this turkey. I wish I ain't got no more turkey. Turkey done.
So, like, a lot of times, we save our leftovers if we have too much food or whatever. But when do we decide that we're not saving these leftovers? When do we decide that, okay, we're just going to throw this out? Even though you got food left, when do we decide?
Here's my thing. I always had a conflict when it come down to the holidays because you got Thanksgiving and Christmas right behind each other. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Thanksgiving comes... say you don't do the whole gathering thing. You have a couple of people over. They take whatever they want to take, and then you still got food left. I say Thanksgiving by the second week, maybe going into the third week of December, it should be done.
I feel like you should have been done with Thanksgiving leftovers from the end of November because Thanksgiving is the last Thursday. No, the fourth Thursday.
It's the last Thursday of the month.
The fourth Thursday of the month, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of times when you make Thanksgiving dinner, the reason why you have so much leftovers is because you have either a big family or a lot of people came over. Mm-hmm. Make sure them people took some with them, the foil, okay? Took some with them. So you got your plate. But whoever in your house got their plate.
You got to look at the same situation. You got a big household, you're having a big gathering or whatever. Mm-hmm. Chances are you're overcooking.
Yeah.
And even if people take 2 or 3 plates home, you still gonna have stuff left over.
Yeah, and then you gotta throw away.
And then you got people that pick and choose on what they want. They might want turkey and green beans, but they don't want no stuff in the mac.
The mac and cheese always empty.
That'd be the mac.
That'd be empty.
That might be the first to go.
Yeah, that'd be empty.
Like if anything, when it comes to the leftovers, mac and cheese is what you're trying to hide.
Yeah, you gotta get your piece first. Yeah, before you offer it to the rest.
Get you a big clump of it first and put that to the side.
Usually end up with a bunch of rice left because you made a bunch of rice.
Right.
Collard greens, if you ain't finished that in 2 to 3 days,
they might be gone. If you make good greens, they ain't gonna last that long.
What else?
Stuffing. You make good stuffing, that ain't gonna last that long.
Stuffing usually ends up.
It don't. It
going
depends
in the garbage.
If you got some good stuffing, you ain't gonna have.
I don't have no good stuffing.
I gotta find my father's recipe. I love this stuff.
I've never really I know I make stuffing, but I don't go in. Like, you know how some people like, oh yeah, I have like a stuffing recipe. Or whatever.
I'm sorry, and I'm using stuffing like Black America. We don't say stuffing, we say dressing.
I don't make dressing. I make stuffing because I'm not Black American. You know what I eat? I use the I take the stuffing. I take chicken broth. Onions, celery, some of the pieces from the turkey, like the gizzard and stuff that come in there. I cook that down or whatever, and I make my broth or whatever, and then I cook my stuffing like that, and I fluff it out. I don't put it in the oven.
No, you gotta put it in the oven.
I put it. It's mine is stoked.
Use the giblets from the turkey. Like maybe an egg, a boiled egg, cut up. You got your celery, and here use like leftover cornbread. It
sounds
fucking
good.
Awesome. You don't understand?
Yeah, I've had different kinds of dressing and stuffing or whatever. I like both. I don't discriminate with either.
And then, like I said, depending on what you make now. What will be left over, and which I don't mind because it really normally is not a lot made because it's acquired to certain people. But in my family, that shit ain't lasting long at all. That be done probably Thanksgiving night. Chitlins. Oh my God, it don't last long. It don't last long at all. You don't like chitlins?
I've never had it.
No.
No, and I'm not going to try it.
You should try it.
No, thank you. I can go my whole life without.
How you gonna be prejudiced about the pig? You'll eat bacon but not chitlins?